All right, moving right along. Are we learning? Are we enjoying? Fantastic. We have our next speaker, Lethabo Mokoena. I'll read his bio and then we'll share some love and bring him onto stage. Lethabo Mokoena, born and bred at Davidton. He's the founder of Walk Fresh, sneaker, cleaning, and shoe care company. A passionate entrepreneur, NYDA Entrepreneur of the Year, 2017. MNG Mail and Guardian South Africa in 2018. Destiny Man, 40 under 40 most dynamic men in the subcontinent. 2019 Gauteng Premier Special Award in Youth Entrepreneurship. Whoa. And last but not least, J&B Hive Entrepreneur of the Year 2018 and 2019. He's in the building when he's not cleaning sneakers and shoes. He's a youth startup strategist and advocate working towards building the township economy. Here to speak to us about his journey and money. Ladies and gentlemen, let's show some love. The T-Way, the T-Love, please put your hands together for the one and only Lethabo Mokoena.
How's it, bro? Thank you so much.
Sure.
I've been running the whole morning, So ngilibele ngifuna ukubamba umoya. Enjani bafethu? Nibapaya. How you guys doing? My name is Lethabo Mokoena. I'm so happy to be here. Ngicela ukuhlala phansi then ngizophakama mase ngilibele ngikhuluma. Just to catch my breath, ne? I'm really happy to be here. You look good, bro. Like you're hitting gym, I can tell. The last time I saw you were big. You look good, bro. Bulani is a very good friend of mine. I met him, I think 17? Yeah, I think 2017 or 16, somewhere there. And I think him and I share a very similar passion, a very similar enthusiasm for township businesses. So he asked me to come speak about my business, how I made my money grow. Guys, if you're an entrepreneur, let's be honest. Managing your money is not the easiest thing. Like, let's just be honest, you know? Especially because our background is different. Because sinasqala business, it's a lot of the time you start your business with your money. You only look bolega 3,000 and you know only look bolegili mali. Walova nje spanini nje ufuna imali yakhe, you know. So I think us is very different. I've been in spaces where people speak about entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs managing their money, but just like a lot of entrepreneurship books, the backdrop, the backstory, amangamla. Ukuthi umuntu makaqala ibhizinisi, bonke kibo bayaspana, i-time ICO kuphi une allowance, une apartment abamphatalelayo, so his problem is managing his money. When your problem is managing your money and all of those things, maybe you know. So I always have a love-hate relationship with entrepreneurship books on money because the backdrop is always from a wide perspective. None of them are speaking about how you run a business who think you have money because you run a business. Do you know what I'm saying? So now you must manage that. And financial literacy is not one of our strongest points as black entrepreneurs. Do you know what I'm saying? So for us, there's so much that we still need to learn and unlearn in terms of when it comes to money. So that's why I don't think it's a topic that we and just say, when you have 50 rand, you must take 20 rand to your business and 10 rand to invest it. Okay, sharp, okay, I want to do that. I mean, I'm in business. But then, you know? So I really think we have a lot of academics. I went to UJ. I thought I was an academic until I started a business and I realized but I really feel like we need to charge academics with the responsibility of writing books based on black people's lives, books that are relatable. I don't think I'll write a book because I'm imposter syndrome, but I think I'd really appreciate someone to us bind that's based on our black experience. So that's my notes for now. But background, I think maybe I always go to places assuming people don't know me because I don't want to think I'm a superstar. So I'm from Davidson, work fresh. I have Hope. When I was walking in, Hope was like, "Ah, you even have a tattoo." And I'm always happy when I'm in spaces like this. That's why when Bulelani was like, "Yo, bro, please come." I was supposed to come at the last one, but I wasn't around. Then I'm like, I'll make time. I'll fly down to Josie and I'll make it happen. And I didn't ask him to pay me, because I was just like, don't be in business. Stay at home. Because we're here to talk about managing money. But for me, I didn't even raise that question because I was like, I will never miss an opportunity to come any hood, to speak on business, to share my experience. But more than that, to learn also. I think I'm able to push the business the way I'm pushing it because I'm always learning, I'm always listening to people, regardless of what you do. I was taking advice from this other lady in Kailicha who sells aquiring and he makes 8,000 a day. And, so when I'm driving past there, there's always a line. So this one morning I'm like, yeah, this is interesting. Like, guys, I've never seen a line engaga yamakwenya. Okay, iba khona line ngasisbanbani, but le insane le line le like it's not normal, So ngiyami line in one morning, ngiyambuza lo mama, ngithi mama, like how do you do it? Like, ufaka ushukela wenzani. But for me, what was so intriguing was how focused she is on the business. Amakwenya afika amanye already because unama customer aphuka in advance in WhatsApp. And business yamakwenya is sophisticated. I was like, yeah. And then I call my office and get a chance. Are we using our WhatsApp right? Like, because now my old lady WhatsApp by samakwenya. So I'm relaying the story because I'm always happy to learn from other entrepreneurs, and I'll never miss an opportunity to come speak on my journey and maybe learn. Not even maybe, most likely learn from other entrepreneurs. So I'm happy to be here. And I've spoken the Workfresh story so many times. This is my 6th year in business. And on average, I don't know how many times, because people still don't believe that there's actually a sneaker cleaning business. And there's people who are raising families and who are living and through that, But I always like relaying the story, and I never get tired of relaying it because it's unreal for me. I strongly believe in God, and I'm just always like, hey, God, like, what is this? Which level is this now, Because I'm always grateful, and I'm always waking up and saying, okay, cool, how can I do it more? How can I do it better? Started Work Fresh 2015, and unlike most of my peers, I'm out in about buyer that started their businesses. And this is another problem I have with South African media, actually, where they're so fixed on Ito Zoguti. He was unemployed, so he started a business. Every time when people want to interview, they're like, so how did you grow up? Work fresh, how I grew up, how does that mix? Are you not going to ask me about my cash flow? Ask me entrepreneur-related things, because the South African media is so fixed on from nothing to something. Every year, January, they always post about distinction. This kid used to walk 10 kilometers, distinction. That's not right. Let's not celebrate that. No, so says abahamba 10 kilometers right. No, let's fix that. It's wrong. So the fact this struggle to in that thing is wrong. Like, we need to stop entertaining that. That's why when you interview him, I'm like, send me the question first. Change this, I'm not going to answer this, please ask me about this, And I promise you, to a point where I even stopped. I was just like, I'm going to FM or go. How did you start? How did you grow up? Okay, was your mom a single parent? And it's like, guys, now you want my blood type now, And there's nothing wrong. I think the purpose for them initially was to inspire other kids who come from those backgrounds to say, no, man, even if you're from that background, you can do that. I'm okay with that. That's why I'm willing to share my story. But I really feel like it's time we elevate our thinking as entrepreneurs. Because then, if a kid is listening to me on Metro FM, I'm talking about my life story. I'm not even saying anything about business. Okay, I'm happy to encourage people. But I really want, every time I speak to people, to go home with something. So I'd rather not spend time dog, like, I want to say, yo, bro, Bangichontshela abantu bangisebenzela. Because it's like every entrepreneur can tell you, hey dog, I can't open another shop because these ones here, they're stealing from me. How do I fix that? Do you know what I'm saying? So let's go back to Work Fresh. Started Work Fresh 2015, and I was relaying that story because I didn't start Work Fresh because I was unemployed. Like I said, I went to UJ, studied corporate communications. I'm a brand strategist by profession. I'm also a copywriter. I was working, I was interning at Jupiter Drawing Board, and I was a junior brand, whatever, at Sony Mobile. And I started my business because one day, so Davidson, UJ, I lived in Joburg for 6 years. Then I dropped out of my post-grad of my honors. Then I was like, it's like this girl, I'm a SAP exam, I'm my assignment, and for me, guys, let's go to school, that's for me. Then I came back home, and when I came back home, it goes to you don't see how it is if you're still living in it. You need to step out a bit. Like 2 years. Uvai, uye kwelinye ilokishini. Uzothi mawubuye kasila kuthi ay. La bantu abana speed point. You know, because then you realize, you know. So for me, it took for me to go a scalar. Then when I came back, what I realized was that some of my childhood friends in Kulenabo were still where I left them 6 years ago. And one of them, Islam. Critical thinking, but I saw him sitting there every day. He's sitting there, he's not doing anything. And I felt like, and you know how it works, when you come back from school and you've graduated, so Lethabo. Saturday, I had a problem with that. I was just like, this is weird. Why Lethabo? It's cool song, but because of the social standard that comes with school and let's just be a scale and as much as we are just like pale manj. People don't have information in the township. The problem with the people in the township that I want information, you know, there's so many opportunities. Oh, so you just up information like, oh dog, you have access to it. You literally have access to it. But now you want to come with your big English. You know what I'm saying? And I had a problem with that. And no masihlele emashopu sebafuna ukungibiza ngapha nabo. Sesimele shaya amahenezi. Ungiso lento leniyenza is strange bafethu. Like, why are you suddenly in your head better off than everyone else instead of you saying, "Echo, espanin some kuna my internship. Apply la ntwana." You know what I'm saying? Because it costs you nothing. You know? So I had a big problem with that. And I kept saying to Machita, I chance as something. For me, I began to saying some cheese grill. I want to congeal I say actually about two. I'm a Russian roll. Because front opposite like in my shop, in my shop, mina. I went to Melody Primary School, I went to Khalema Primary School, and I went to Mabuya Secondary School. I studied ACAS my entire life before varsity. So front office na last ploma khona kune lounge nyana. So bafethu masingaphayi sama vox roll, yabo. Just kuthi nivuke nibe busy nga something because na mina kumele ngihlale nginika ama 2 rand. Why ngikunika 2 rand? Like ngiyakwazi, why ngikubhadala, you know? Then one day I come back from work. I love New Balance sneakers as a suede, and I had like a couple of them that I didn't know how to clean. So mangizwakala mangibuye Spanini, one of my child friends, uKatleho at the time, is cleaning his mom's sneakers. Baplomile, bashaya izolo, kuyaxoxwa nje. Umxoxo sekasa awupheli jo, like awupheli. Mangahlala nabo these guys can tell you how to build a KFC franchise from start to finish. On God. Akutshela ukuthi intwana mina isitoko ama chips, you know? So I find them normal day, and I said to them, "Yo, Joe, why don't you get paid for doing this?" Because but like I think this could be a thing, you know. Then I go on to Google. Literally, I go to Google, and I'm like, sneaker cleaning. No one is doing sneaker cleaning. So I'm like, gents, like let's do this. Mina, I don't mind putting money into this, you know. But it's nix in tang. There's no way about to scam at the nah, you coast in a secasi pride. Hi. Joe, facts, Bulelan is a witness. One of the biggest problems we have in the township is not necessarily unemployment, but it's the attitude of unemployed people. It's the attitude. Yo, in Cape Town, majority of the of the workforce are foreign. I don't like the word foreign people, but for people from outside of South Africa, because internet as Cape Town, I put and saws and guas, I put this guy, and the other guy comes in and says, "Yes, don't worry, I'll do it now." You know, so we have that. We have to be honest. We have to be honest. Abantu abanemployed ekhaya bane attitude. Bane attitude. Bangitshela ukuthi anta ngamateka nukayo ayolala kuphi. Ngithi yina imhlolo yami. Abantu abangananyuku. Abantu abanamali, you know. Anyway, I remember I had an aha moment. I promise I had an aha moment. I called the old lady. And say, "Old lady, as in, kunebusiness ngifuna ukuyiqala, ngifuna ukwasha amateki." And I think a lot of people think my mom would say, "Washa amateki." But what people don't know is that I took myself through varsity. I had 3 jobs in varsity, ngspana SO, ngspana SLC, ngspana in nursing department, so that I'm able to pay for rent, for tuition, none. So my mom always says, "Joe, if ungazi esikoleni, angiboni khona into engahlula." She's just like, "Aye, dog, bangene," you know. But she was then, you can talk on that. Because you must understand, you're a graduate, so ideally, melu be intwana yakhe ifike esontweni that Sunday nge 3-piece, upake Audi yakho ngaphandle. But now, mina ngithi ngimatekini, you know, she's just like, "Ay, bahlaba strong." Cool. Following day, I used to drive to work, obviously. Okay, that's not obvious. I used to drive to work. Because eskela, bengokuvanga ngetrain mina. Bengivanga ikado. Thina sikhule sivanga ikado. So I'm like, "No, man. Ngipaka imoto, ngathenga imonthly. Ngithatha imali yepetrol, ngathenga istock, ngathenga amabhakede, ngathenga ikoropo." Because I also have a very different approach to funding, you know. Entrepreneurs in South Africa, babatla funding. No, there's no funding in South Africa. Banks don't want to give us loans. You're lying. Number one, and comply. And I'm a SARS, and I'm a COIDA. But then you want to say there's no funding, and they say, "Okay, we are totally funding. We have out saying I'm a coach, because you're getting funding for something you haven't even gone into. You don't know the workflow problems of those. You don't know the financial requirements of those. But in your head, you want to have money before you even know how to make money, you know? So then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to apply for funding until I understand what's happening. Because another thing with funding is because, okay, personally, I feel like if mina ngiyavaya nge-NYDA apply funding, bayanginika ngebusiness engayazi. Because you must understand, at that point, there was no reference for sneaker cleaning. There was no one I could ask. Abantu banguza abantu bayenza ama laundromat ukuthi okay, I need a point of sale ukuthi abantu mabalethi icathulo ngazi ukuthi lezi zakabani, at least umuntu akhona athola sleep, and they were like, "I put it in no." And these are some of the best people in laundry services, you know. So I had to like now go back and forth with myself, building it. But following day, buy the material, nyabuye ma shop foods. We are my shopping place, my spaghetti, namasaga, my orange, agents. I mean, some get a second wash mategi, I would assume. You know, how many houses do you drive past on a Saturday morning like this? But nigga mategi pays going. Like you know. So I never say I'm the first sneaker cleaner. That's impossible. Like it's something that just the first quarter whoa. You just formalized it. This thing has been done for a long time. That's something we also need to do. Start formalizing our ideas, you know. Anyway, nyabuya. Gents, I was telling you, 2 guys. Only 2 guys all I can't. Let's start this thing. Long story short. Stella Sispanagabo Tabangi. 2017, we opened a shop in Davidson. 2019, we opened a shop in Soweto. 2019, we opened a shop in Sandton City. 2021, we opened a shop in Canal Walk, Cape Town. Long story short. And I can honestly and when people listen to you, it's such an amazing story, but it's hard for you. That's why I have imposter syndrome. It's hard for you to actually internalize that because of how hard business is. You know, I don't enjoy going to motivational spaces because it's too optimistic, you know, like I'm just like, okay. Practically, chief. How do I do that? You know? And a lot of the time, and I don't listen to people who are not in business. Don't listen to speakers who are not in business. I don't take advice from people who've never built businesses. But constructive criticism from someone who's never constructed anything. You've never built anything, but you're saying this is dog, you don't even know the back end of this. But someone who's experienced, uba notice abantu abaku-business, iyazithulela. Akubizele site nathi, bro, amfanazini. Zizamakaso and akakuforced because uyazazi nayo unjani, yabo? So then, but all these other people, no, as a client, customer is always right, really. Okay, really now. Let's be honest, guys, you know? And that's why sometimes it's hard for me to internalize because I'm so obsessed with my business. Every day I'm thinking, okay, how do I move from Sandton to Cape Town? How do I move from, now we're in Cape Town, I'm like, how do we get to Kenya? Because for me, my thinking is, if it's easy for me to come back. If I go in the deep end, then when I come back, it's easy. If I'm going to shop in Kenya, I'm going to shop at Timbis. I don't think so. If I can open a shop that's my thinking, you know? And also because I'm a big dreamer, and I understand that with sneaker cleaning, not even with sneaker cleaning, but with Walk Fresh, I'm the dartboard. This means I've been in meetings where I'm like, guys, if I clean your sneaker, your boots, is a feminine. Right now it's a health hazard. Good sabantu corona, but korama boots, but we excess about food. It's a minang cleaning. But yeah, later, I drive past that business. I see young boys doing that. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm happy. So I understand my position in the space that sometimes maybe I just have to be the one who they think I'm crazy. Then 2 years later, lazy. And because that's my thinking, we went as far as manufacturing our own sneaker cleaning detergents. Because, like I said, I'd rather start at the end than work my way backwards. Because I was like, okay, if I'm building a franchise, what would I need as a franchisor? If I run a franchise, what are the things that I would really need? I'm like, okay, there's no way I can franchise in Splash. Because ngizoba interviewing ngikhombi Plash bangikwatele bangasang supply, then my business is stop. Okay, cool. I need my own product. Okay, the point of sale system that I use, it's an online subscription. I can't have 10 shops a platform in yakho wena. Ubona indaba zami. So ubona inyuku zami. Ngelinye ilanga is ama-server khaya, and you know. So then I've built that, you know. Then I built the training manual. It's okay, how do we train people? I built the HR manual because I'm building from a township perspective. I-HRS asekase ifane i-HRS esingamle ntwana yami namanga ukhokho wami ushonile and mina ngoba akahlali lana uhlala eMatatiela mele just like bro gcwalisa leave form like angali just fill in the leave form bro, you know. No amalanga amazophela kumele kuphela wakabani. Like, you know, so our HR is different and I love it and I always move around with that in mind, you know. So then did that, sneaker cleaning detergents, but what we did with the sneaker cleaning detergents, anyone who follows me online, I always say I'm building an industry. I'm not building a business. I'm building an industry because I'm not happy with the car wash industry, personally. Like, guys, I'm not happy. It doesn't make sense to me right now. Car wash as a gas. We are paying motor X5 yako, big car. We wash it for like 40 minutes. You pay us 60 rand. No ways. That model is flawed. Like, I wish I was selling pants on because I was washing chance in miscellaneous. Niyazibona nithenga izindlu ngale ngikhawashi or niziboni because it's such a, I don't want to say hurtful words. That's right. For me, it's such a small thinking where a person who will take their car, they know they're not paying anything less than $100. But then and you're thinking this person is doing good, but they're just catching their breath. But there's 40 cars. And I'm like, why not you go in Spanish amateur and polish it why not you inside you? Sky is the product so patalamantend. As balegi, we as salagupi, naikawashitula. Things like that, you know. So but because I don't know how to wash cars, technically, and food bazam. So I'm like, okay, then I'm gonna build this industry the way I think a business, because what's gonna happen is that a couple of years from now, go figure you franchise yamakawash. Yamangam lezinye zamachuta. By shining printing a grand, aba printel, vinyl, abayenzele, by shining model, and people will pay for that. Because ikasi imali iko na. Don't fool me. If imali ayukekas why or amatebelneza kona go on kamakas. Why? Maratine kasi, when you have an official business that's doing good, ufunuki keep a lokshin. I only have a shop in Sandton and in Canal Walk, Cape Town, because we're taking, long as I'm rent. I was like, that's my condition. Rent. Because I'm like, why as if we make money in the township, we pay salaries, we buy cars for the company, we do all these things. But now we have a complex in the township entrepreneurs. If you can town, so all the good township businesses are leaving the township, all the corporate businesses are coming into the township. So since and I always say to corporate, but you know, Lethabo, based on the insights, roof nina. What's pansela again? I know the language. I'm from the township. I'm selling to my people. You understand? So how I took, well, I'm assuming how I'm taking the sneaker cleaning business. I'm saying even with my products, I'm not selling it to the end user. I'm not selling to a people often maybe now in December we'll just launch one product just to test out the market. But in the past year we've been selling the products. We've sold 5,000 liters of our products, but I only sell it to other sneaker cleaning businesses. Strictly. Because I'm like, Lethabo, I live Gupi. We have two businesses that we this is just we have two businesses in Tembisa that we supply with our products. And when people want us to come clean sneakers in Tembisa, I said, no, akhona amachita seTembisa abawasha amatekisi batshela benze kanjani vaya kubo. Instead of me giving them the products. And if I give them the products, uzenzele endlini, they don't have, you know what I'm saying? So for me, that's the thinking. And I'm relaying these stories because I wanna take you to my relationship with money. So the years go by. How the NYTA Entrepreneurship Award happens. NYTA, inhleli business mfana. Yo, inkinga, they pile up. Amatego abantaya moshega, amanya yalahleka. Yo, it's just a lot. It's no, guys, here I'm gonna die here. NYTA bafethu umuntu so I run a business, I employ people, these are my financials. I had financials, dog. Imagine. These are my financials. And in Bazaya, sneaker cleaning, I saw put we can't give you that money. Guys, but it's a business, it's registered. But no, we've never seen that. Here's another problem with South Africa. We want to solve old problems with old solutions. Unemployment in DAOs. I'm happy I'm live. Unemployment in DAOs in South Africa because you keep wanting to create employment. How long have you guys been trying to create employment? So many years, but still there's unemployment. Create employers. If you put money behind employers, then the employers will create employment. But we want to hire 50,000 people. Will 50, 40 at John. Then what? Besides John, but it just doesn't work out because it's impractical to hire at that go at once. So years and years, Maya Kankasa Majang, one million so vote. Jobs. Employers. If South Africa can wherever, but man, no, yazin, asfage ni mali gula ma entrepreneurs, bonit bangayenzani. I promise you. That's what the white people did. They formalized, but okay, so build them a plant. So build them a face. That's why close to every township guna ma firm. So guna ma firm because Sina, how the township was designed, everyone knows this. Bogmele, we see labor camp, kusilaba basebenza bangabi good. Ungasitshela ukuthi awugwazanga ukuza ngoba it takes a strike. No. You can walk. You understand? But that was part of their plan in moving their economy as white people forward. They created employers. But Tina, I went into a meeting and this white guy, I said to him, he said to me, 50,000. He's like, okay, I can give you 50,000. Why are you in business? To create employment. I said, no, come back after a month. I'm not going to give you my money because I want to create employment. Yo, I left. I said, yeah, I'm vele. Bakuhlukumeza bogogo bethu nathi abafuna ukusinika imali. Bangangoma ngiyidinga i50. Ngabuya ngabuza ibraya. Ngifika ngawale outlate ngibuya after a month. He's like, dog, no one is going to give you money because you want to create jobs. People are going to give you money because you want to make money. Because when you make money, then you want to create jobs. It's automatic. Mawenza imali, awusakwazi ukuyihandle lo thing abantu abazokusiza ukuthi izinto zivaye grand. But we keep wanting to create jobs. Yeah, I employ 10 people. Because also we think that's a badge. We think creating employment is a badge, but are we really creating valuable jobs? Or are we just adding the numbers? Or are we just saying there's 10 people that work for Hangouts? And we're like, okay, minimum wage country 3.5. Uhamba kuphi lapho wena masukubhekile. You know what I'm saying? So for me, go to NYTA, ayibangishaya isandla jo. Ayibangishaya isandla bathi hayi ntwana lento le ayispani. Unfortunately we can't give you the money. Ngihetheke jo. But vele mina yazi ngidalwa kanjani. For me, if you want me to do something, tell me I can't do it. Yeah. Nasemjolweni, mangathi if awenzi kanje ungezi avela ngizinuno kuza vela. Like, no, I don't like ultimatums. Don't give me ultimatums. Then I go back and I said to my team, we were all disappointed, we were heartbroken actually, because in our heads, the NYTA was designed for this. And this is innovative. This thing has not been done. Come on, guys. And I said to the pros, you know what? I'm tired of us asking for value from other people. Since we'll run with this thing, you know? And I've seen how this thing works. If you put in enough work, people will come to you. It's natural. Everyone is attracted to a person who works hard. People will call you. Because he understands, you cannot work that guy. Do you know what I'm saying? I said to the pros, kids, we'll do this. And going forward from here on, we don't go to people, they come to us. Because we need to keep proving ourselves because are you sure my sneakers are going to come back? Just because, you know? So we were tired of that. We were just like, Sharp, we get approached by the JNB Hive. The JNB Hive says to us, and my advice to entrepreneurs, I always say this, don't wait. Don't ever wait. Opportunities have to find you moving, because when they find you moving, you're able to negotiate your stake. That time your span is worth 100,000. But because you didn't have a plan, you know? So I said to my team, let's get all our stuff in order, gents. Let's be compliant. Let's have the strategy. We did that. We got approached. What do you need? Shop. And because I will never take investment from an individual. Personally, if your aunt wants to give you 100,000, take it. Lethabo, I don't, because like a human being, an individual will call you directly and say, hey, Cape Town, you know. But if I take it from a corporate or an organization, okay, even for the company, I need to. A company a company, imali from a company account to my company account, you know. They said to me, what do you need? I say, I need a shop. How much is a shop? I said, this is how much a shop is. They're like, okay, we'll give you the money. I said, no, but I'll invoice. Because black boys will eat the money. Like, pay the invoices. Pay the invoice. Say Vuli shop 2017 on the 15th of April. End of the month, NYTA young phone. This is a year late. Lethabo, we're so proud of you. You've been nominated for the awards. Because also I know how they work. They always look for something they can attach their name to. They always look for that. And I don't have a problem with that. That's how it is. As long as it's on tabulela. Don't have a problem with it. If you use any, give me money for it. Because one way or another, if I use me, no use them. That's just how you guys are built. But at least give me money. Give me nyugu, you know? Yeah, you've been nominated. It's okay. Where's the money? But you know, this is an acknowledgement into cards. I can't do acknowledgement. I mean, I'm not talking about salary. I'm not talking about your staging, petty plug, 10 minutes. Okay, cool. Fast forward, NYTA happens. Sawini awati. I was actually with Bulelani on the day. Sawini awati. Sawiye kasi sa celebration ezinja zami kumnandi. Then they come. They're like, okay, how much you need? It's NYTA. This is why people don't like you. And it sounds like I'm bashing the NYTA, but I'm just bashing institutions as a whole, that when you're a black entrepreneur in the township, there's so many things you must climb just to prove bro. Like, come on, I can do this thing, you know? But I'm saying this because I don't want township entrepreneurs to doubt themselves. The fact that you can run a business, ekasi. with all these other things, obhekane nazo. Mawuhleli namajita ntanga ubhayikhola. Gents, anginanyuko kanjalo business. So you have to fight those things, but you still wake up and you do it. You know, I think shout out to you for doing that. And I'm an advocate for township businesses through and through, and I use my time, I use my money, I use my skills to help wherever I can. And I don't like the word helping. People say you're giving back to your community and to stop there. If I'm part of the community, I can't give back. Ngilapho. Ningathi nina masenisuke masabaphi nifuna ukuza give back then ufuna nami. It's your thing. I don't have a problem with that. Just not me, you know. I'm not an Achashem case. Ngiyona Achashem ntwana yami. I work and I'm an entrepreneur. Put me head to toe with any boy from wherever. Angeke abuye because I know what I'm doing and I'm investing in what I'm doing and I spend my nights doing what I'm doing. Because you think I just clean sneakers. Awucabanga ukuthi lo mfana lo wazi kanjani makunama All-Star i4, a-white, abo size 7. Wazi kanjani ukuthi yami yiphi? That's the thinking I do. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? So I think I just really want to send a shout out to you guys. And with money, it's a tricky topic to talk about because no one has it figured out. Entrepreneurs who want to say, that's why there's coaches. I-account business this should be normal, but you see umuntu I adjudicate ama-awards we-Eskom every year and we look at people's financial accounts. So ama-entrepreneurs acabanga ukuthi ahlakaniphile. Ema-financial accounts wakho uyasho ukuthi we made this. Siyakwazi ukwagoqa ama-financials. Our accountants, our friends, we're able to show you what we want you to see. One thing is called the Bible. I-bank account yakho is the Bible. Ayikhulumi manga. Angeke uswipela hangout ubuye uthi I was buying stock or i-bank account yasho ukuthi tops. Siyabona ukuthi somnika imali ye-tops lo, you know. So you have to differentiate between things like that. You have to take your business seriously because everything you do now, people want to bathi no ngizozilungisa. Uzozilungisa ini? Because that thing is on a bank statement. Ayilungiseki. Ayikambeka manga, it's there. And now kuthina nobulelani isithuthene nenja yami sathi anta ngayibona masingakhipha 50-50 sakhala intana zasekhaya. Most nigga statement sakho ithi konje le ndawo le what's that proper konka in ngisa ntanga lezodla imali lethu angeke sukugaya. So you have to start those little things, manage your money like that, differentiate from your accounts, pay yourself a salary. No matter what, 5 clip, pay yourself a salary. What I used to do with Workfresh when I was starting out, because I couldn't afford to get a salary. Here's another thing in the books, they say, pay yourself first. You want me to pay myself first? Like the background is different, you know? But because when you're white, you can pay yourself first, mchana, you know? So you have to make those differences. So I mean, I'll pay myself a small salary, then ngibe nama company allowance. I-company ngithelele petrol, i-company iyenzeni, i-company iyenzeni. You know, so those are the little things that you can do that a couple years later, even when we look at your financials or your bank statements, we're able to say this person is responsible. Because we're not naive to the fact that you're living from hand to mouth, but you're responsible at least. Therefore, we can trust you with other things. That's why I've never planned for funding ngangai totally. Because I'm like, oh, no live mina. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to take questions. Quick, but I think in 10 minutes. Unfortunately, after this, I'm going to have to run because I'm hosting an event actually back home. So I can't say if our sakulumang or kuluma after la. Unfortunately. So do I have questions? Okay, one. Isasha. 1, 2. Okay, I start pocket. I saw you first, my bro.
Hey man.
Straight, I'm out of time.
So, my question actually is about like your sneaker cleaning product.
Say that again?
Your sneaker cleaning product.
Yeah.
It's like how does a sneaker cleaning company that is already in business get a hold with your people, get the product? And on top of all that, I just want to encourage you to say, to thank you first for honoring Bulelani's invite to come here and talk to us, people who are already in the industry doing what you are doing. I just want to encourage you to say, hey man, keep going, you're doing great. I can only imagine at the level where you are, what kind of challenges you're facing. Because I'm here at a very, very small scale, but I'm facing like, crazy challenges. But I can imagine you at your level. When we look at you, we're inspired every day we read your stories, we listen to you, and I just want to say, hey man, you're doing
you so
great,
much.
and we are proud of you. Keep going.
Thank you
Sure.
so much. Thank you so much, bro. With regards to our products, you can send the team a DM or you can email us at stock@workfresh.co.za. Like that email is for products. And to speak on you saying the problems I'm dealing with, here's another thing entrepreneurs don't tell you, the stress. Mongaya at that hospital, ma depression and entrepreneurs pale. This past Saturday, I was at the shop in Canal Walk. I couldn't breathe, shy anxiety attack. Like I had my first anxiety attack on Saturday because the stress is crazy, my bro. Like it's insane. But that's what keeps us alive. That's when we wake up. Oh, then when I had that anxiety attack, when I went to my Facebook, you know that Facebook on this day 5 years ago, I saw on that day I had just employed Makeke. Makeke was a nyaupe boy. What's my go rehab? I'm fucking work fresh. And I was like, then I can do this thing. It's fine. Let's keep going. So thank you for that, my bro. Second question. Oh, that's right.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Tandiwe Mahlangu. So I just wanted to ask, since you understand izinto zaseKasi and you grew up there and all that, you basically know good to have expenses and everything, I have a business, I have expenses and whatnot. I know I'm able to do more money. I know I can. But now the trick is, how do you break from you working towards expenses and then done? And then you content. Like, how do you push yourself to working beyond my expenses and all that?
I have an answer. We also have fear as entrepreneurs to stretch ourselves because we're already dealing with this stress. You're just like, yo, manga shop, I'll be in trouble. How you grow in that you add more expenses. That's what I do. I'm expensive. I get paid, everyone gets paid, the petrols are there, I'm not debit order our pumpy. It's because that's how you grow. It's so easy to be complacent. And no one, as an entrepreneur, no one is going to push you. No, even your team. Your team is just like, but it becomes your responsibility. And how I do it, I incur more expenses. Because what that also means is that you have cash flow. When we look at your financials, we're like, oh, flip. Even though this person didn't make a profit, but in revenue, they know how to handle $1 million. Akayange khani million. Maruyazi ukuthi indlulile ezandleni zakhe. Therefore singamnika 2, then simguide. So how I grow, I push myself. Might frustrate abachita blind. Best we used to fake container, then I built a 2-room as an office. Ngathi no bafethu sesintwe ngale office lena sizenza ama superstar like us. Asine office in. Then we moved into an office and we created a head office. You understand? So I don't, and people, when it's tough, people say, you must cut expenses, you must cut your expenses. I don't do that. I increase the sales. We need a sales strategy. That's how you need to think as an entrepreneur. Myself, I don't know how other people do it, but how I do it, I say, okay, what else can I add that's going to need money? Because then, if you need eating imali, it means, if it needs $50, you're probably going to make 70. And that's how you grow. You understand? Yeah.
Hi.
Told you I had an answer.
Hi. My question is regarding Mali. Let me say, Guti, you're selling something 100 rand and your profit is 50 rand. How do you get to divide the money? Remember that you all have expenses here. Mali angena. Ngicela imali yesinkwa, ngicela imali yegesi, ngicela this and that and that and that. How do you actually get the discipline to deal with such finances?
Inkinga imali yesinkwa. Siqale lapho sis. Why icela imali yesinkwa ebusinessini, bro? I'm playing. See, here's how I do it. The easiest way to lose track of your money is to always take it out. Mama sicela imali yami, mina work fresh buyers. If sikoloto umuntu, kungasi Thursday ngeke simkhokhele if it's not a Thursday. We can all SARS, somtshela SARS Thursday, sibhatala abantu ngama Thursday. Because then that way we're also able to track. On that Thursday, who did we pay? We go on the Thursday transactions, so. You understand? Unlike Gucci, namhlanje sifuna igesi in. And into ongayibona ama change wakhona. awabona phelela lapha ama-change wakhona. Because the change is 7 rand, angeke ulandelele 7 rand. You understand? But then if you set a day, you would say, on this day, we'll pay everyone we owe. If payroll is on this day, petty cash expenses, whatever, are on this day, then you're able to track it. Last question, last question.
Hi everybody.
Can you do 2 more? Cool.
Hi everybody, how you doing?
Thanks so much.
My name is Kopano Molefe. Lethabo Mokoena, dude. Cops, yeah. There's a cops that you know, Ono Kelezalena Koyuche. Yes, mutual friend. Bro, I just want to tell you, man, you inspire me a lot. I've been following you from back in the days, from when you won the Zansi competition, that business competition on SAPC 1. Do you recall that? Yeah, so yeah, man. Yeah, I even have that saved on my laptop. You know, I've watched that a couple of times, and that inspired me to open my own sneaker washing company.
Serious?
We based Motembisa by the name of Skoon Cakes, and yeah, man, I'm looking forward to, you know, just the growth. And how do you, another question I wanted to ask is, how do you get product? Because I've been trying out different products and I'm not happy.
Into kala, la bantu abayenza leyo products abakwazi, number 1. Number 2, abakwazi ukwasha amateki, even them.
Okay, yeah.
These sneaker cleaning products are made by people who've never cleaned sneakers. Iyangixaka lento. But anyway, conversation yam now le nje. Send us an email, stock@workfresh.co.za.
I'll do that,
Some
man.
packages were paisa and special, so check that out.
Salute, my man.
Last question. Esan, okay. Njam. Actually, to ringa masvara. Okay, sharp.
Okay, Sanbonan, my brother, you say, so my question is basically based on, I know it's quite easy for like product-based businesses, it's quite hard for service-based business in terms of like, I had problems actually with pricing my product, especially for service-based businesses, since it's based on
What do you sell?
We help small business, you know, to sell their products online. So we create e-commerce platforms, basically websites. So we create that, even an app. So that's what basically we do. So I had problems, especially last month, whereby one client came to us and was like, he wanted a student management system. So we did that. And then after doing that, I realized no, because I realized that it seemed like I charged him very low. So because of the work that I did, you know, designing and creating that, I felt like, no, I charged him very low. So I had problems with how then do I price my product.
How do you cost your product?
And this is actually another thing that I want to ask. So sorry, it's based on what you said. It didn't get well researched with what you said. You said that you cannot run a business and a non-profit NGO at the same time. I have a question on that because last year I created this platform whereby I'm helping grade 12 students. So
okay,
that
Njayam, I see rep. Your question, I'm sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
Your question is that how do you cost your services, right?
how do I price? Yeah, something like
How
that.
how do you know which I'm not undercharging or overcharging?
Something like that.
Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Is that the only question?
I wanted to ask basically because what you said initially, which is my pending question.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to, that's what I'm saying. So let me answer your question because I think maybe we can just squeeze in one more question. What you do, especially when you run a service business, your time is not actually what you give, your money is not what you give the client, but the time you spend on your laptop. So then you have to figure out and say, let me make an example. When I speak, I have a rate card. When I speak, I have a rate card where I say to people, for 30 minutes, I want this much. If I'm a guest, if I'm part of a focus group, I have a rate card. How I cost that is based on my time. I say, okay, if I'm at Workfresh and I'm cleaning a sneaker or I'm running the business, how much am I worth an hour? Okay, Mina, I work fresh, I'm worth this hour. How do I know that it's because of my salary end of the month? I divide that by hours. Okay, should say I'm worth this much. Therefore, whatever hours I'm going to spend on your projects, literally, if I'm building a point of sale, whatever you build, I'll set the time and say, okay, I'm switching on your laptop here. I'm starting to work on this. The hours that you put in, then you say, you charge people, it's okay, whatever the project is, minimum an hour, I charge 400 Rand. If I'm going to spend 6 hours on your project, do the math. Then you come back and say, how much am I paying for my laptop? How much am I paying for the softwares that I use in my laptop? You understand? How much am I paying for the data in Hispanisayo? You get those costs, then you filter them into your hourly hours also. Usfaka lapho, then you have 1 hour, and you say to a client, before I even see what you want me to do for you, Njayam, this is my hourly rate. And that way people can negotiate you and say, fast. Because we do that thing as clients where we're like, "Antangale ishai fast le pasunya vaya manje." But it's a process for me. Like I need to make sure that it's dried, I've sprayed, none. But because I've already set my price and my turnaround times, it's in paper, you can't negotiate it. I hope I answered your question, bro. Cool.
Asimnandi.
Asimnandi.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Lethabo. Siyabonga, Boza. Thank you for coming through.
Yeah.
We are, Auskawa? Yeah, let's sharp us net. Thank you so much, my brother, and we wish you all the best with your business. And yeah, continue being a blessing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
guys.
Boza.
Asimnandi.
Stella, before Vane,
Oh.
Ushai Stormbe with the mic.
Ngiyiphuze ngishayo mara manje sengibangidala kanje sengakhathala ngikwazi ngabisha.
Aisha.
Hayi.
All right, one more time. A round of applause for Lethabo.